A physician's assistant working in an emergency room swears that she can tell the difference between a scratch on a cornea and a hole in somebody's eye. You want to learn what happened here in this crazy story? Come join me as I share with you this remarkable information. Hi, I'm Gerry Oginski. I'm a New York medical malpractice and personal injury trial lawyer practicing law here in the state of New York. A patient suffered an injury to his eye and was taken by ambulance to a local emergency room. While in the emergency room, the physician's assistant takes a look, uses a device to look in the patient's eye, says, "Don't worry about it, you've just got a scratch on your cornea. Take this medication, put some drops in, you'll be absolutely fine." Well, it turns out that a couple days later, he wasn't fine. He kept having serious pain and kept having fluid leaking out of his eye, which he thought was tears. He went to an ophthalmologist only a few days afterwards, and the doctor took one look at him and said, "Oh my God, you have a hole in your eye. Didn't anybody look at you in the emergency room?" And he said, "Of course, I had a doctor or a physician's assistant look at me." So now when we brought a lawsuit against that hospital and that physician's assistant, I had an opportunity to question her during her question and answer session known as a deposition during the course of the litigation. I asked her whether she could tell the difference between a hole in somebody's eye and a scratch on the cornea. And she swore to me that she absolutely could. And then I asked her, "How many holes in people's eyes have you actually seen and diagnosed in the course of your career?" "None." I said, "How do you know what a hole in someone's eye looks like?" And she couldn't give me an answer. Yet she swore to me that she could tell the difference. Well, if you don't know what a hole in somebody's eye looks like, how could you possibly be able to tell the difference between a scratch on a cornea and a hole in somebody's eye? And that made all the difference because, as a result of her failing to diagnose this hole in the patient's eye, he now suffered a significant delay in diagnosis and treatment, and now the patient lost a good deal of his vision, in fact, most of his vision, because of that delay. So why do I share this interesting story with you? I share it with you to give you an insight and an understanding in one instance where a healthcare provider, a physician's assistant, swore to me during the course of a deposition that she knew the difference between one thing and the other, when in fact she clearly didn't. You know, I realize you're watching this because you have questions or concerns about your own particular matter. Well, if your matter happened here in New York and you do have legal questions, what I encourage you to do is pick up the phone and call me. I can answer your questions. This is something I do every single day, and I'd love to talk to you. You can reach me at 516-487-8207 or by email at Gerry, Gerry, at oginski-law.com. That's it for today's quick video. I'm Gerry Oginski. Have a wonderful day.